Okay, folks, I don't know what just happened, but we made out like bandits from this stop. Can you guys see that? That right there is a little bit of money. The video game deals just keep on coming today. Check out this stack of games. I cannot believe the luck that I have been having at the pawns today. Well, ladies and gents, you guessed it, today we are going to more pawn shops and Walmarts to go find video games to resell on Amazon and eBay. And after a quick wardrobe change there, I'm armed with some IKEA bags, my backpack, and my trusty GoPro, and there's the sunlight too. And we're gonna find out together whether or not I'm able to rustle up some solid video game deals at these new locations. So I'm at the first Walmart of the day over here. One thing that I always like to do before I head in is pull up BrickSeek on my phone. They don't have an actual app. And I'll just scan the electronics deals really quick to see if there's anything that pops up in the app. There wasn't anything for this one, so I'm not heading in here on the lookout for anything in particular, but we're gonna head in there anyway and see what we can find. All right, so I was just taking a look in this case here. Unfortunately, Spyro is still $29, but down here they had some interesting clearance. Only $5 a piece for Fallout 76. Unfortunately, they're only going for like 8 or so after fees on Amazon, so I'll be passing on those. However, $16 for NHL 21. I think I should be able to get about 26 after fees, so I may pick those up. All right, so I did find some more clearance over here. We have Dragon Quest Builders and Astral Chain for $32 and $35. Those are definitely good prices. I think I'd only be able to make about $10 a piece on those. That's like right on the border of being worth it for me. I'm not sure what I'll do with those, but I am gonna be picking up these Pokemon Ultra Moon and Ultra Suns. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about those later. Looks like Switches are back in stock, and look what I spied right back there. Can you guys see that? That right there is a little bit of money. Well, folks, we ended up spending a good amount of money at that stop. I'm gonna talk about these things each individually here. The first one, the elephant in the room, is this Mario Edition Nintendo Switch. These have been out of stock most places online and in store recently, so that will be a solid pickup. The prices on those on Amazon have gone up to around $390. I personally expect if they don't reprint these, that these are going to go up really well over time, so I'm going to be holding on to it for a little bit, or maybe using it for a trade. All of these games here are just $10 profit. Normally, I don't make a habit of paying like $30 or more for a game that I'm only going to make 10 on, but I don't know, I just love Switch stuff so much that I kind of felt like I wanted to. Making $10 off of 16 is much more in an acceptable range for me. These ones I'm going to talk about a little bit later, especially if I can find some more, but I'm pretty bullish on these as an investment right now. And then finally, Mario Kart 7 was unmarked clearance for $5, so I always scan all of the 3DS games in these places because a lot of them are getting cleared out right now. And I almost forgot to mention, this Mario Switch is in really nice condition overall, the box is. I was able to actually get a few of these online that I had delivered to me, but I think this is actually going to be the one that I end up using for the collection because the other boxes end up getting damaged a little bit in the mail. So that's just me geeking out a little bit on video game condition, but yeah, I think this one may end up staying with me. We're gonna switch gears a little bit here and go to a pawn shop. That's gonna be the nice thing about today. We're gonna go like retail and then pawn and retail and then pawn, all in the surrounding area of my hometown. So next up on the circuit is Dan's Discount. You don't happen to know how much the DS is down here, do you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's correct.
Mm-hmm. 90. Mind if I take a look at it?
If you buy 10 or more, I get you them for $2 a piece.
Okay. All right, folks, so you just saw that entire exchange. Wasn't able to come to a deal on the N64 games or the 3DS. Those were priced pretty close to market value. But what you may have also seen is I spied a big old stack of PlayStation 3 games that were taped up on the back counter that didn't seem like they'd hit the floor yet. So, being the resourceful fox that I am, decided to ask her about them. They were originally priced at $3 a piece. She said if I bought 5 or more, they'd be $2 a piece. And all of these games here, I think some of the best ones were Spider-Man, that goes for in the like 22 to 25 range after fees. Same thing with Alice Madness Returns. I think we're looking at an average profit on those games at around $10. I got 12 of them, so we're looking at over $100 profit on that stop. Holy cow, that was really noisy. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, this is kind of at the opposite end of the spectrum of what we just did. We, in that Walmart, spent like $700 to probably make like a few hundred or so. I guess that all depends on what the Pokemon games end up doing. But at this stop, we spent 25 to make over 100. So that's why it's really nice. It's always great to buy new items because they sell really quick, tend to have very low returns. But it's also great to have these kinds of stops where you can get larger margins for your money.
Xbox Ones, the little games you see down there, the PS4s. Then over there on the shelf, I've got PlayStation 2.
Okay.
And
some of the older stuff. Do you have any consoles or anything in stock right now?
No.
Not at all. If I were to buy a decent number of them, you ever do discounts that way?
Sometimes we do.
Okay. Well, that would be good.
If you take 5 or more, I can let you them for 2 apiece.
Okay.
If you take 5 or more.
All right, folks, another great pawn shop stop here. This is another one I've never been to before, but came out with a really solid game haul. Another few PlayStation 3 games, some sports titles here. Don't sleep on every sports title, people. It's a really good section to just completely scan through when you're out at the pawn shops, just to give yourself an education. This one, Sports Champions 2, you see Sports Champions every single place you go, but the sequel is much less common, so that's a good one to look for. Ski-Doo Challenge is like a $10 game. These were all 2, by the way. And then Sports All Pro Football 2K8 is also going for like 30 plus. That's disc only though. This one, a Bowser Power A controller. The only listing on Amazon right now was $58 new. This one I'll have to sell like new because it's just got some wear up here. It was marked at $25. Sometimes people will ask me, Caleb, how do you go about negotiating at pawn shops? That sounds really awkward. In this case, all I did was I said, hey, is this your best price on this? And she said, you know what, we could do $15. I said, all right, that sounds great. That's like, what, almost a 30% discount or so on this just for asking, is this your best price? So that will sell really well. I'd say probably still in like the 35 or so range. Found this random box set that they said was $5, should go for like 20 or so on Amazon. And all of these numbers I'm giving, by the way, are after fees and shipping, so $20 net. Then very similar tactic on this. They had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire marked at 15 a piece, which is already a good deal. I just asked, hey, would you be able to maybe do 2 for 20 on these, so $10 off? And she said yes. So 10 bucks a piece on these games is really solid. They should go for 28 to 30 after fees on Amazon again. Then I got 5 disc only games for $2 a piece. Didn't actually even look these up. I just kind of went with my gut. 3 of them are Naruto games. I know a lot of those sell in the $5 to $10 range. One of them is Digimon Rumble Arena 2, which I kind of had a good feeling about, though I'm not sure. And the last one is Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. I'm pretty sure that one's actually not worth much, but I had to get 5 to make them $2 a piece, so I went ahead and did that. And then the last thing was a copy of Wii Sports for $15, marked at 20. That's an okay price for this game. It's worth about 20, but it's good to have for me to bundle with Wii systems. So folks, I'm feeling really optimistic right now, really strong about the stops that we've had so far. The next one is in another neighboring town we're gonna hop over. Each one of these is going to be about like a half hour to 40 minutes apart. And we're gonna start off there going to a Walmart. All right, so here is a big section of like cheaper games. I'm going to show you guys the process that I do for those of you who haven't seen my other retail arbitrage videos. I definitely check those out if you haven't. So we have this Lego Harry Potter game right here. What I'm doing is bringing up the Walmart app. I'll use their scan feature, and you can actually scan the yellow tag here or the barcode on the back. So for this Harry Potter one, it's showing 1993. And it is indeed 1993. Sometimes this number will actually be lower, and that's how you know an item is on hidden clearance. Once you do that, I'll go to my Amazon seller app, and I'll press this camera up here to scan the cover of the game. And then you can click on it to see what the actual profit would be if you sold it. So obviously this one would be a very bad deal, because in new condition, I'd get $12 after fees, and it costs $20. So this location does have some solid clearance. We've got the Sims for $10. Unfortunately, that one has gone down in price since my last trip, so it's not actually profitable anymore. Same thing with FIFA 20 over here. So on all these ones over here, I'm actually going to be passing. Oh, look at that though. They do have one more Mario Switch. I'll have to decide if I want to pull the trigger on that one as well. Then I'll definitely have to be doing some price checking on these 3DS games over here just to see what they're doing, and I think I will be picking up some of those Pokemon as well. All right, folks, well, that last Walmart was a bit of a bust. All we ended up picking up was these 4 copies of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I told you I'd let you guys know the reason that I am picking these up. I stopped for a while, and the reason is that the prices of Pokemon games recently has been pretty crazy. It's continued to gradually climb on a lot of titles since the original pandemic quarantine hit. Actually, those two factors combined with the fact that this is the 25th anniversary year of Pokemon, so they're going to be doing a ton of promo stuff, and like Pokemon hype is going to be very real this year. All those factors combined to make me believe that these games are going to go up in price faster than a lot of people may think. So I'm increasing my position of these, seeing them very much as a long-term investment. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm able to make some solid money on them within like a year or two. Normally these kinds of investments take like 3 to 5, sometimes a little bit more years to actually pan out after they have left store shelves. But I'm hoping these ones are going to be a little bit quicker. In addition to all of that, my next Discord/Patreon giveaway for this next month is going to be a couple copies of these. And for anyone who may not know, the Discord group is a subscription service that I run for video game resellers, where I share all of my leads for retail stores and pawn shops and video game stores and online purchases, stuff like this. So if you're looking to sell more video games, that is what the group is all about. It's called Level Up Leads, because we are all leveling up our resale game together, specifically in the video game niche. The link will be in the description as always, and the first couple weeks are free, so you're welcome to try it out. So now, shameless plug out of the way, we are going to head to our next pawn shop and see what we can rustle up there. Pawn shop number 3, let's go.
Got a Wii game too, I think. Or do you just want to look at any?
Pretty much whatever you have, yeah, I'll take a look.
I forgot all
Thank you.
Didn't they start making them? Didn't they start making them out of like poker chips, kind of like poker chips that made them like harder than the cardboard?
All right, another big score at this pawn shop. The pawns are really delivering today. Maybe I should just go to pawns from now on. But yeah, at first it was looking kind of bleak in there, but then I took a closer look at the disc games and definitely found some gems. So, first thing I got was one console, a Wii system. Paid 50 bucks for this. It's in overall pretty nice shape and does have 2 nunchucks and Wii remotes. The reason that I was willing to pay up that much for it is, one, at Game Exchange now they're going for 70 bucks, so it was still a bit of a discount, and that's just with one Wii remote and nunchuck. And also, I was able to pick up Mario Kart Wii for 17. So in total, I had 67 bucks into the Wii with Mario Kart along with the Wii wheel and everything, and that bundle will sell for me for about $140 after fees. Prices are really inflated on Amazon. I'm able to get a premium for that bundle. So that's pretty exciting. I did actually ask him, hey, do you have any other video games in the back or anything? That's something that I sometimes do. And he brought out this stack for me of games that were a little bit higher value that he was going to sell on eBay, which is interesting because some of the games that I pulled off of the shelves that were just general prices were actually very valuable that he must have not realized. So one of them, Skylanders Trap Team, the lowest copy of this right now, disc only on Amazon, is $80, and I got it for $5. So having some really high margin pickups here today for this video, which is really exciting. Then the other one, which I almost passed on. I got this on my second visual scan of the shelf. Check this out. Metroid Prime Trilogy, and it is complete, it is fresh. This is like $100 game before fees, maybe 80 after fees. People, I paid $3. $3. Do you know how long it used to take me to make $80 in my old hourly job? It's crazy to think. And then the last game was Attack on Titan. Paid up a little bit for this one because it was in his eBay stack. Had it marked for 30, I paid 25. I think the lowest copy on Amazon, I should be able to get 38 after fees, but I think I'll actually be able to sell that for more because it is in complete condition and I'll sell it through FBA. So anyways, we're looking at a $200+ profit stop at this pawn shop, and we didn't even buy all that many items. Just managed to find a few really high dollar gems. So sometimes that's all it takes to make a trip very worth it. Anyways, folks, enough of me blabbing. Let's get to the next town and the next Walmart. So unfortunately, Mario Kart 7 here is still $29. A couple interesting titles. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was $15. Same thing with Yokai Watch Fleshy Souls. Unfortunately, on both of those, I'd only be able to get around 17 after fees, so those are going to be a pass. Well, 4 more Pokemon games at that stop, nothing too special. I think I might just stick with pawns from here on out. All right, so we're here right now at this place called Easy Pawn. I've been here before, and the thing about this place is the prices are terrible. They look everything up. They don't budget all on price no matter how many you buy. I don't really get it. But it's so close to the other pawn shop in town. It's like a minute down the road that I usually will poke my head in. So we'll see if we're able to have any success at all at this place. All right, so we definitely have quite the selection here, but I don't know if you guys can see these prices actually. I mean, look at that in the corner there, Destiny for $15. I'm pretty sure that game is free online. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about up here. Avengers for $50. You can get that for like $27 on GameStop. Oh, but see here, folks, we have a little Skylanders treasure trove. That's why it's always worth it poking your head in these places. Okay, folks, I don't know what just happened, but we made out like bandits from this stop. Total of $91 spent. And let me just show you guys. Look at this. Look at this stack of games. So starting out, she actually gave me some really good deals. I'm gonna have to come back to this spot in the future because I did not expect that at this stop in particular. So we've got 2 PS4 Move controllers marked at 20 a piece, which was already a good deal. I asked if I could get them for 2 for 30, and she said yes, and they should end up going for around 80 or so after fees. So that was a fantastic find. Another copy of Attack on Titan, like I said, a spiked game. And on all these games, I was just kind of asking what kind of prices she could do on them. I think she said 15 on this one, so fantastic price on that. Paid 10 a piece for, oh my gosh, I can't believe. So this one apparently was marked at 28. She gave me both of these for $20, these Guitar Hero Lives. They should each go for 20 or so after fees on Amazon, so that was another good find. Then we found, of all things, a PS Vita game what was it called again? Akiba's Trip for $10. Should go for in the like 22 to 25 range, maybe like 20 since it is game only. But that was a solid find. And then finally, definitely the pickup, probably the pickup of the day so far. We found not one, not two, sorry, I'm getting them organized here, but 6 PS4 Skylanders games. Absolutely insane. They were marked from 10 to 20, even on up to $30. And I took them all up to her. I asked her, okay, you know, these are priced kind of all over the place. What would you want for them? She said $20 for all of them. 6 for $20. Absolutely crazy. So Superchargers, as it turns out, is only worth like, you know, 15 or so after fees. Still a good deal at, what did we pay for these each? Like less than $4? Wild, folks. And then Swap Force and Trap Team, once they sell, granted, these are slower sellers, I think I should be able to get $60 a piece for these after fees. Wild, wild stop. $300+ profit at this one alone. So needless to say, when I'm in town, I will not be so prejudiced against these people anymore, and hopefully I'll get the same staff because they were very kind and, you know, just hooked me up with some good prices. Let's keep this streak going with pawn shop number 5, I think. Coming into our third Dan's discount of the day. Let's see what we can do. Well, folks, the video game deals just keep on coming today. Check out this stack of games that I picked up. They had a deal on this certain shelf, 10 games for $30, so $3 a piece on these. I ended up throwing in a couple junk like Gardening Mama DS games just to get to the 10 mark and get the discount, but there are some great titles in here. Look at this, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Trilogy for $3. This should go for like 22 after fees on Amazon. Final Fantasy 8-2 Collector's Edition, this is another one, should be like 15 bucks after fees. Minecraft Season 2 Story Mode, this is like a $30 game right now. It has 2 discs in there. This was a new one for me. I feel like I've seen it before. Create Your Imagination, $3 into like 8 or so. Same thing on WWE. Then we've got another Naruto game, Road to Boruto. That's probably 8 or so as well. Mud Runner, also in that range. And then another Minecraft Story Mode, which is probably about the same. And then finally, the icing on the cake after that, probably solid like, I don't know, $80 or so profit on those games. We picked up a purple 3DS, forget this, 50 bucks, marked at 60. We did 50 plus tax. I can't tell you the last time I found a 3DS for $50. That's wild. It's been months for sure. So I was really happy to find that. Had the charger and the stylus and everything. I should be able to get around 120 bucks after fees for this because this color is a little bit more rare. So definitely be on the lookout for these guys. And I think I'm going to go to 1, maybe 2 more pawn shops. It's about a half an hour away. It's already after 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna head there now and see how we end up closing this day out, folks. All right, 6th pawn shop of the day, 9th overall stop. Let's see what we get. People, what just happened? $100 Wii game at a pawn shop? Are you serious? This is crazy. I've never found this game before. I had no idea it was worth so much. I just knew that I hadn't seen it before. And folks, it gets better. Not only is $100, 90 to 100, the eBay price, and Amazon will be higher, but look at this. This puppy is sealed. Can you believe that? There are sold comps for $140 on eBay for this game, and you know it's going to be higher on Amazon. I would say conservatively, $150 find right here. I paid $2. I cannot believe the luck that I have been having at the pawns today. Makes me feel like I may need to take another trip to Louisville to go clear out some of the pawn shops there. Two other quick little $2 finds on the PS3. This one's only worth like $5 or so, but this one should bring like 15 to 20. So cannot complain at all. It's been a fantastic day. I feel like I have to push my luck just a little bit farther because there is one other pawn shop in this town. It's not known for having the best prices, but I feel like after the last one we went to that I thought wasn't going to be good, we're gonna have to try that one out as well. So let's head there. All right, folks, we're rounding the day out at Capital Pawn, the 10th and final stop of the day. Will we end on a high note? Will we end on a strikeout? I don't know. The suspense is killing me. Let's get in there. Well, friends, we managed to end the day on another win. Even at this stop, only got one game, King Kong, super slow seller, but I don't know, should bring probably 10 profit or so. And then we actually came away with a few DSs. He gave me 10% off and cut the tax off as well for buying a few of them. This one was like, you know, 27. It's not in the best shape. I'll make maybe 20 or so on that. But then the coolest part was, and this is another thing that I haven't bought in a long time, I found two new 3DS XLs. This one, after everything, was about 100, and they both have their chargers as well. And this one was like 128. And on each of these, I should make about $60 after fees by selling them on Amazon. This one is only gonna be in good condition because it does have a little bit of visible wear. But again, guys, over $100 profit at this stop. Cannot complain at all. I'm gonna get home, get everything laid out, and we can talk about it. Well, folks, here is our entire haul from the day, minus the Wii system down here, which I couldn't fit on the table. Folks, really, no matter how you slice it, this was a killer pawn shop sourcing day. After fees and shipping and cost of goods and everything, the net profit of all this stuff is going to end up being north of $1,000. And that's actually not even counting the slower selling stuff like all these Pokemon games and the Nintendo Switch, because I'm not sure if those are going to go up in value as much as I'd like within the time frame that I expect, so I didn't actually factor those into the equation. And what I loved about this sourcing day was just the variety of types of products. We have something like this Switch that I paid up at $300 for, and I'm not sure what the return ultimately is going to be. I don't know if Nintendo is going to produce more of those or not. So we have high investment, uncertain return on that. But then on the very other side of the equation, we have Rhythm Heaven Fever, definitely the gem of the day. Still in disbelief that we actually found this in sealed condition, no less. $2 into, I would guess, 150 plus. I may even consider getting this sucker graded. I would not guess that there are all that many sealed copies out there, so that could be a viable option for this game. And friends, just to circle back a little bit to the initial point that I was trying to make in the intro of this video, all of this stuff that I bought today, I did not source from my hometown or my local area. I had to drive more than I normally would to procure these items today. And I'm very well aware that a lot of my viewers may be in much more rural areas or even other parts of the world where, you know, these kinds of hauls just are not as possible for situational factors. But I think for every person that is in a genuinely much more difficult situation, there are 2 or 3 people who are making excuses who in reality could be executing and finding much better results. Like the number of people that I have have talked to who live in areas that I have sourced in before who are convinced that video games are way too competitive and there's no profit to be had. And then I'll go to their pawn shops and video game stores and buy a ton of profitable items. Like, I've had that experience so many times, folks. And what I really just want to drive home today is the idea that for most people watching, this really is possible. And even if it's maybe not on this scale, or you don't have the budget, or your area isn't quite as good, if you adopt the mentality of looking for opportunity rather than initially generating excuses, your business is going to go so much farther in the long run. And folks, I think that is enough of a cringy motivational speech for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have not hit the like button on this video to let the YouTube algorithm know to push it to more people, if you could do that, that would mean a lot to me, and press subscribe on the channel so you can see more videos like this in the future. And until next time, everybody, I will catch you guys on the flip.